Alright, our Crimson Trace complete focus lasers for our Taurus small frame revolver. Now I wanted to do this video because there's some issues I came across trying to install these, and I think I've pretty much got the situation fixed. And I was in contact with Crimson Trace and they were very helpful. We were not able to get a solution through emails, but I actually found a solution on my own to the problem I was facing. So here it is on our Taurus 605, and it's supposed to fit pretty much all Taurus small frame revolvers, like the 940 ones and the, you know, the 605 here, then the 856, the 85s, all that stuff. So here is my Taurus 856. I have this up, you know, the grip off it to illustrate my issue here. I first put these on this gun because I had a little issue with accuracy with this barrel, and what would happen is I would fire a couple shots, they would be on target. Then I had fired a couple more shots, and the impact was like 2 feet high, 2 feet left at 7 yards. Something seriously wrong was going on, and it wasn't just the gun, it was the grips. So basically, when you get these grips, I brought out this because this is the original one. I'm sending these back to Crimson Trace, but they replaced it with this because the issue I had with this is it was so far off that when I kept adjusting it, I got to the point where it became non-adjustable. I think something went on with the threading in there or something. But so what you're supposed to do, as far as the instructions show, is, you know, you put your batteries in there and you put this on and you just tighten the screws and that's it. But the problem I was having is, look at this. Now obviously it wouldn't be that bad when it's tightened down, but it would still happen. It would be tighter and just slip forward. And nowhere in the instructions did I see a solution for that, and when I was in contact with Crimson Trace, they just said keep tightening them. So I found a solution here, and it's kind of weird how it worked, but basically this 856 comes with this hoe grip, and my 605 did not come with a hoe grip, but I actually purchased one aftermarket, and it's the exact same grip with this. And with this, what happens is it comes with this little thing here, goes to the bottom of your grip frame for the hoe. And then there's this little roll pin here that goes through, and it kind of holds that on so that when you screw it in from the bottom, it holds that grip on. And I want to first show some of this issue here when this grip is only half on. See, what would happen is it would slide right there, just like that. Didn't matter how tight it was against the grip, it would slide. Because the contact points, like up here, there's a gap, there's gaps. I happen to notice that right here, there's these little hole areas. They're not listed in the instructions, but I noticed that this roll pin from the hoe grip actually will fit that. And it lines up exactly with this frame hole. So basically all you have to do is line this up, drop that roll pin in place into the Taurus frame there, and just kind of tap it down. And once you have that tapped down, it's lined up perfectly. See, it's stuck in this plastic here. It's lined up perfectly, and it prevents that that slop. So I don't know why that's not in the instructions. I think it should be, because that's the exact solution. But it does not come with that little roll pin, and I think it should. So I've got this back together. I carried this outside the waistband today to see if the laser would activate while I was carrying it. It did not, because it's on, you know, the right hand side of it. Now if you're left-handed, I think there would be a problem if you're carrying it, because then this would be touching your body. So I'm going to do some first shots with this, and I'm going to explain kind of why I got this, and then we're going to just see kind of what kind of accuracy I can get. Now the reason why I purchased these grips was not to be like a carry aid. Like, I did not plan to have these on when I carry it, because, you know, these are ones that are button activated. So they're about half the cost of the ones that are finger activated with your middle finger. If I was actually going to carry this, I would do that, because I'm not going to be wanting to push that laser on. But basically why I bought this was a training aid. There's a couple ways that you can use it as a training aid. One would be at home, you know, you have no ammo in it. Turn that on, and you can dry fire it and see how close you can get that laser to not moving. That's one reason. And the other reason why I bought this is I'm not very good at taking like hip shots and stuff like that. Now you could train, but I think it would be more beneficial to have something that you could just kind of, you can get your muscle memory down with, or weird angles that you might not normally fire from, and kind of get an idea of where they're hitting in those weird angles. And I think that could be a really good training aid. So that's basically why I bought this revolver. Now it comes with an adjustment screw, and basically your elevation is on the top and your windage is on the bottom. You will lose this wrench. So I put some tape on there, because if it fell in the dirt, I'd actually be able to find it. So I think I have this thing sighted in, and I'm going to fire from 5 yards here. Let me get some target ammo. I got to fire. So I got some Winchester USA 130 grain full metal jackets, and I'm going to shoot from 5 yards, just because 5 yards. At my personal level, I can do one hole groups at 5 yards. One hole. As we're backing up to just 7 yards, I get more like 2 inches. So I think it would be beneficial from 5 yards, just to kind of see where these are hitting for me. So I'm going to use just a laser, extend my hands out, and just see what I can get. Perfect. I need some more ear protection. My plugs in here, they're good plugs, but they're not quite doing it. All right, so we hit right where I wanted to. I'm going to do my second shot, single action. Nice. That's not bad for firing fast. I'm gonna run some more. All right, 7 yards. This is always a little more challenging for me to hit bullseye at 7, but we'll see what I can do. Pulled that. That was me. All right, not too bad. Let me do single action. I don't necessarily think that needs to be adjusted. I think it could just be the way I'm pulling that trigger. But we'll see. I'll do single action to try to eliminate some of those issues. Alright, so it is impacting just a little bit low. I mean, it's lined up exactly with my sights. So I don't really want to move it from where my sights are. And that's perfectly acceptable accuracy to just print, 2 inches a little bit lower at 7 yards. So I'm going to run some more, but I'm not going to do like the aiming slowly. I want to do some of that stuff I wanted to practice. So my main point for this revolver here, by the way, that lower group might just be ammo. So what I wanted to do is kind of some stuff where I would never know, where that sight would be, and see if I can actually hit the target. So down here, kind of hip shot. That's a light primer strike. Try it again. And I can't really tell. I think I'm hitting. That's pretty cool. That was really cool. And like I was saying, I think it could be ammo related with it impacting a little bit lower. I have some 110 grain hand loads. Let me run those and see if they impact differently at that 7 yards. All right, so 110 grain XTPs loaded at the max charge of universal powder, just kind of a generic load. And I'm gonna aim a little bit high, and then if I can make a bullet hole, then I will try to aim on that hole after for the subsequent shots. All right, so did it seem like it hit a little low? So it is a little bit low impacting. I don't necessarily feel like I need to change that, like I was saying, because at that distance, it's not really a big change. Now, what might become problematic is if I'm not impacting where I want to at 25 yards, if the laser would even pick up at that distance. So let me try another weird angle. I don't know, mate. Let's go sideways. Yeah, that one pulled up real high because I jerked that shot, but I think the rest of them were actually on that target. That's pretty impressive. That's something I could never do at my skill level. If I were to try to do that without knowing where that laser is, let's see what would happen. This is what I would think would be right. I'll turn on the laser. Yeah, I would have been completely over the target by about 3 feet. Pull it up, I think that would be on. That time is a little better, but not quite where I would need to be. So definitely something that can benefit my muscle memory if I keep practicing with it. So let me shoot from 25 yards. If there's an issue at 25 yards where it's hitting way too low, then I'll adjust it up just a little bit. I'll try to get centered on at 7 yards. All right, I'm at my 25-yard mark. Again, I think I'll go single action. Let's see if this laser's on. I'm not sure if this would actually pick up. There it does, it picks up at 25 yards. Nice. Yeah, so the issues are amplifying at that distance, so I'm gonna adjust it for 7 yards off camera here, come back and we'll do some more 25 yards. All right, it appears I got it dead on at 7 yards. Pretty easy to do. So, laser on. I believe, yes. And we'll see how this does. I go for a headshot. It's a little bit low still. Aiming just a little bit high, kind of compensating for where I know it's kind of hitting, but the precision as far as our windage goes is a lot better than what I could do without that laser. I'll say that much. Did some double action here. Taurus trigger, my skin got hooked under the trigger, it pulled it. Same thing. I can't really alleviate that problem on my own unless I move my finger back, but now at that point it strains to the point where I'll jerk the shot that way. So try some more. I'm trying to move my finger to the second joint to get it away from that fleshy part of my finger. Yeah, so our windage is definitely a lot better than what I could normally do. So let me try some of those weird angle shots at 25 yards and see how that feels for me. All right, before I do that, I want to try some 110 grain. See if at 25 yards our point of impact is any different. So I think we're hitting just a little bit low still, but really good accuracy overall. So I got some more of these 110 grains. And I'm gonna try some of those weird angle things, double action. You know, that's something I could never do at that distance. Like, if I turn this laser off, or try to do something weird like this, let's see where it hits just for fun. This is my own trying. There's a couple that were close, but the other ones were, you know, probably 6-8 feet high or right, left, wherever. I'll try it with the laser now. You know, what I found beneficial to see if the laser's on at distance is to put your finger up here, you know, in front of the cylinder, but definitely not in front of the muzzle, and just kind of do that. And you can kind of see that it comes on your finger. So, laser's on. Hip shot area. See, I could never tell where I'm at. I still don't know where this laser is. All right. There we go. Kind of feel like RoboCop trying to get my grid right here. Where are we? There we go. So I could definitely see this beneficial in training because it's only you know, 150 bucks or whatever. I think I only paid 110 or something for it at Midway USA, which is really good in the company to, you know, overstep Midway and be like, well, we're gonna take care of it. But I think it would be a really good starting grip, because this gives you a feel if you really like that type of thing. And if you do, then you can probably transition to the ones that are, you know, activated like that. I'm thinking I kind of want one like that for my Smith & Wesson Governor, because that at like 5-7 yards, I can't imagine there being a better choice for get off me gun. Just pull it out, you got some buckshot in there, and you got a pretty good idea where you're at here. I'm gonna try some smaller targets now, see if the precision will lend itself to hitting something like a paint can or something. I already got some paint cans up there at 25 yards. What I like about this is you pretty much have to kind of still use the iron sights on it to get kind of in the same area of where that laser is going to be. Like, just to pick it out and turn the laser on it, wouldn't be able to really tell, but when I actually get a quick view of the sights, then I can kind of see here. So being a really small frame revolver, I don't think I'm going to do this double action. I'm going to go for that paint can there that's upright on the far right, my 110 gain hand loads. A little bit low, aim for the cap. Now there's two laying down, let me go for one of them at least. That one right there, I aim a little bit high. All right, there's one right there, standing up. Now that is fun, because that's a level of precision I could never pull off with these type of sights. I mean, with the original factory sights. Double action, I guess, is where we're gonna go now. Let's try that one. See, Taurus trigger issue again. I pulled it because that's when I get the issues in double action. So a little bit harder to do at that distance here. And you might have wondered about this holster here. It's actually for, this is a DeSantis that's for an SP101. Fits the Taurus 605 2-inch perfectly, except you got another 1/4 inch up by the muzzle. So overall, I'm gonna say, when this product is installed correctly, it works really well, because there are some things I wouldn't normally be able to do that I can do with these. And if I can get enough rounds in with those, you know, just practicing, I can get my muscle memory down to do maybe some things I normally couldn't do. And, you know, if I could do it without the laser after the fact, that's yet to be determined. But I think it's kind of a cool little training aid, especially for dry firing at home, because that's where it's really going to work on your double action pull. You know, some people like to use the coin method, where they put a coin on their front sight and see if it falls off and see how smooth they are. Well, if you have something like this, you can kind of see how smooth you are at home without those issues. But definitely make sure to unload your revolver first, double, triple check it, all that. So that's what you get today. I think they're pretty good little grips, as long as, like I said, as long as they're installed correctly. I think that the manufacturer should include a roll pin like that and mention it in the instructions, because I didn't see any mentions of that. So that's what you get today. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.